What up, McManus MMA fam? Guys, we got another prediction for the David Obamna versus Garcia card. This incredible fight night card on Saturday, November 1st. So we're going to start from the bottom to the top, and I'm going to give you my predictions and my rundown on this entire card, because obviously I'm the most qualified and best person to give MMA takes on the entire internet and the entire service of YouTube. So we're going to start off with this absolute smash hit fight. Talita and Alan Carr versus Ariane Carlosi. Taking one look at this picture here, I can tell you who I think's gonna win. I think that emo Peter Parker on roids is gonna beat up this innocent young woman here. I think that Carlosi is gonna absolutely smash. I think she's the underdog on this fight, which is insane. Um, I can't do a good GSP performance, but Talita's. I am not impressed with you by your performance on the Contender Series last year. Yeah, last year. Or no, I meant 2 years ago. Damn. But I'm not impressed by your performance. So she just hasn't been fighting in as much motion as Ariane has. Ariane, was she all damn? What am I talking about? Ariane also hasn't fought since like 20, like oh damn, bro, since 2024. But I think maybe she'd been doing some more. Maybe in the past time, her downtime, she's been doing a lot more roids. Maybe perfecting that kind of half comb over like Reddit haircut that she has. I'm hoping at least. And Toledo's been practicing. I don't know how to not get killed by a undercover boss right here. We've got an undercover boss in Ariane Carlosi. She's gonna win. I think this is gonna be an absolute barn burner. I think this is gonna be a decision 29-28 victory for Carlosi here. Yeah, dude, look at her. She's just a freak human. All right, so moving on. Shit, we've got. Yeah, this is what we we no stop. We've got we've here we go, dude. What is this site? Phil Rowe versus Sung Young Ko. KO. He's KO. And that's what I'm going by. I'm going Sung Young KO by KO victory. That's what I'm going by. That is my decision. I just think that KO has better volume and is able to put out more in his fights. In his last fight, against who did he fight last? It was dude, come on, I practiced for this, bro. His last fight was against. Oh, dude, I know this. Was against Oban Elliott, bro. If dude, Oban Elliott, I know we on the channel, because I know that this is, I have so many good inside jokes on this channel because I've been around for so long, but I think Oban Elliott is kind of a bum. Not to put Oban Elliott down, but I do think he is kind of a bum. So I am thinking that I'm not gonna try to put down KO's last win on Oban Elliott, but just looking at his, you know, resume, I think that Phil Rowe just doesn't have that kind of, power. That's such a stupid thing to say, but he lost to Magny, which isn't a bad loss. That dude's like an insane gatekeeper. That is like he Neil Magny has taken the souls of so many contenders and just forced them to be on another Apex card, and that's where Phil Rowe is right now. Is back on the Apex card. So, yeah, I think that KO is going to KO him. That's my prediction. I think KO is going to KO Phil Rowe. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I know exactly what I'm talking about. Next fight. Whoa. We have dude, what this I think Alice Arlene is going to win this fight by decision. I think that Monsteret, she is a monster, bro. Look at her. Too many tattoos. You've got way too many tattoos. Way too many tattoos. This Captain Spaulding tattoo on your leg, I don't like it. You've got to get rid of it. I think that Alice is going to win this fight by decision. I know that's corny of me to say, she's going to win by decision because this is a MMA fight, but I think this is going to end in decision. However, I think there's a chance that Ruiz does get knocked out because she's on a 3-fight KO TKO losing streak here. So if we can add another number to that, that would be beast mode for this WMMA bout. I think that Alice Ardeline is going to win this fight by my prediction. Not to fence it, but I think it's going to be a decision victory or KO. She's going to win by KO to continue and add to that 4-fight losing streak, or the 3-fight, but let's make it 4 because I want to get a 100% pick rate on this, guys. I'm gonna get a 100% pick rate because I'm awesome. Next fight, oh my gosh, what another banger. We have so we have Norma Dumont, who I believe is going to win this fight. Guys, I think Norma Dumont's going to win this fight. She's on a nice win streak right now. She's beaten some nice contenders, and if we look at Kitlin Vieira's record here, we've got she's got a couple losses here. She did beat Holly Holm on a split decision. That's pretty awesome. She did lose to Kayla Harrison, and Kayla Harrison must have like left some of her DNA on her or something. Not to be a pervert, but does look like she has she kind of looks like a mix between Steve Urseg and Danny DeVito. I love making fun of people's appearances because it is hilarious. I think Nora Dumont is going to win this fight. I think that she just. I don't know, dude. I don't know, guys. I'm sorry I don't follow the WMMA as tight and as well as I should be. I should be on top of this, guys, but I'm not. So I'm just going to. I did a little bit of research on these gals, and I'm going to say that Nora Dumont is going to win this fight, and it is going to be by. I'm going to go either another decision win or it is going to be a submission. That is what I think. That is my prediction here on this WMMA fight. I think that she could win another unanimous decision, but she also, you know, dude, I don't know. She's going to win by unanimous decision. She's going to do what she's done the last, like, 35 fights on her resume, even though she's only fought 14 fights. She's going to do what she's did every single other one. She's going to win by unanimous decision. That's exactly what's going to happen, unless Vieira submits her. But I don't see that happening. A fight that I do know what's going to happen. Here we go. Dante Johnson versus Dumas. Poor Dumas. Anytime. No, I'm not going to say that. That people are going to think that I'm some sort of sick racist if I say that comment. That he kind of looks like Lil Wayne and Playboy Cardi. Not because of the tattoos, just like his facial structure in a way. And I was hype on Dumas. I'm the UFC guy with my friends, and I was telling everybody on UFC Noche, I was like, guys, Dumas, he's got a good chance here. And he gets kicked in the dick 51 seconds in, and he goes, my fucking dick hurts. I can't get up, bro. I can't do this. Yeah, but he's just been so inconsistent, and they're literally feeding him to the wolves here. I was very impressed by your performance on Dana White's Contender Series, my friend. So I think that Dante Johnson is going to absolutely sleep Dumas here. I think Johnson is going to sleep him. I think this is going to be a sleep. Not like, who was it that was, why can't I remember? It might have been Zabayev or somebody that Dumas had fight where they're like grabbing his dreads when they were hitting him. That was ridiculous. Don't grab his dreads. I think that Dumas is just going to... Is this at catchweight too? I believe this is at catchweight, and that's going to just help Dante Johnson here. He's got a... Look at this weight difference. This is going to be Hydrogen Bomb versus Coughing Baby, and poor Cedric Dumas is going to get absolutely slept by Dante Johnson. That is not a prediction. That is a... that I can see the future. That I have my... As you know on the channel, I have really powerful observation hockey, and I can tell you that I can see the future, and Cedric Dumas is going to be put to bed on Saturday by Dante Johnson. That is not a prediction. That is a fact. That is a fact. Moving on. We've got even odds here on this next fight, I believe, of Timmy Kwamba versus Chang Ho Lee. Guys, Chang Ho Lee's last fight, where he absolutely destroyed Cortavius Romeus. First of all, one of the sickest names ever, Cortavius Romeus. That is an awesome name. That is an awesome name. But yeah, that was an absolute dust. So not to put down poor Timmy here. I don't want to put down Timmy, because he's a American prospect, and these poor American prospects just come and go. But I think this is going to be a competitive fight. I think the odds being even is kind of nice. I think that this is going to go maybe to two, maybe through 2.5 rounds. But I think Chang Ho Lee is going to win by TKO against Timmy Kwamba. I think that is what is going to happen. Not to put Timmy down, but Chang Ho Lee, look at this dude's physique. This dude is jacked. He's got a crazy jawline. Timmy also is kind of mogging. He kind of looks like Reiner de Ritter. Um, so that's not going to help. I hate Reiner de Ritter. I hate Reiner de Ritter. But I'm leaning towards Chang Ho Lee. I think Chang Ho Lee is gonna TKO Timmy Kwamba in the second round or maybe halfway through the third. That is my prediction. Pardon my squeaky chair, guys. I tried to oil this thing up with some Diddy oil and it did not work. This thing is way too squeaky. So every time I move in it, I think my mic does pick it up. My mic also picks up how dry my mouth is, which is so awesome. Let me drink some water really quick. So that my mouth isn't as dry. That is my prediction. I think Chang Ho Lee is going to TKO Timmy Kwamba in this bantamweight bout. Moving on. Whoa. Holy cow. We've got a banger. Kevin Christian versus Billy Elikana. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. Guys, I'm sorry. Kevin is going to bed. I think Kevin is going to be killed in this fight. Not like a wolves to the slaughter kind of thing. It's just, listen. Oh no, I can't say that on this, can I? His win in the Contender Series last year, I was not impressed by your submission performance. And Billy's been here. He's been here for a little bit. He fought on 311, which he did lose, which is sad. But he did fight this summer. I watched. It was on the Whitaker to Ritter card, which Robert Whitaker should have won. Robert Whitaker, you had that, bro. And he lost to Turkey, or he beat Turkey. Greek will destroy Turkey. And that's why I think Kevin Christian is going to lose this fight. I think Kevin Christian is not going to win this fight. I think he is going to get TKO'd in this fight. I might say that it might go the distance, and it's a possibility for a Billy unanimous decision win here. It's definitely a possibility. I like to fence it. I like to just not state like a definitive position so that if I'm wrong, I can say, well, I didn't exactly say that. So, Kevin Christian, I was not impressed by your performance in the Contender Series, and it's been a year, man. Like, what the hell have you been doing? It looks like he's just been sitting around playing FIFA and doing fuck all. So that's why I think that Billy is going to have the upper hand here. Yes, Billy fought recently, and you could say like, oh, bro, but Kevin has so much time to get better. We haven't seen him in so long. He has so much time to get better. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that happening. From where I stand right now, I don't see that happening. I see something in his eyes that I don't like, and I think he's going to go to bed for it. I think Billy's going to put him down. I can't say, but there's this stigma. There's a stigma in the UFC that if you come from Indian heritage, you won't be very good, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's racism or what, but I can just see like some Indian in him. Does that make sense? Am I tripping? I name a fighter that comes from like India that's like good. I'll wait, bro. Comment that. My Indian fans. I've got so many fans around the world. So my Indian fans, comment down below if you can name one UFC prospect or fighter that is from India that is good. I just see like I know he says he's from Brazil, but there's a lot of like Anderson Silva's from Brazil, but he was African Brazilian. It's like that sounds terrible. He was African American. He's African Brazilian. There's a bunch of these guys who are like half Brazilian, half something else. That like they always focus on the other things. So I don't know, man. This may be a crazy take. This may be a crazy take. I bet I. That's my prediction. I'm gonna move past this, or else my channel is gonna be nuked by Big India. Moving on to the first fight on this incredible main card. Cody Durden. Cody Durden versus Alan Nascimento. Listen, Cody Durden lost unanimous decision to my GOAT, Joshua Van. My GOAT and future champion, Joshua Van, on UFC, what was that, 310? Yeah. Uh, he Cody Durden's just been so inconsistent, or he's just been losing so much, then he'll get like a fluke win over like Matt Schnell, and you're like, okay, I don't really give a shit. But he's just getting knocked out. He's getting way more chinny than normal. And Allen, he's on a 3-fight win streak in the UFC. He lost a split decision on his first fight in the UFC, which isn't bad, I don't think. I mean, he beat Filo. He beat Rafael Filo, which that's a pretty decent contender win. I don't want to like put Filo down and be like, bro, that guy's fucking pussy, bro. He pussy. But I just think that Allen's gonna knock Cody Durden out. I think this is gonna be a scrap, but I think Cody Durden is going to get knocked out. He's just way more chinny, way more inconsistent. Allen has just an edge that Cody lacks in this fight, and I think that Cody can put a good output in, like he can give a good output of strikes and heart. Heart's not gonna win you the fight all the time, and I think Allen is going to put Cody Durden to sleep in this catchweight. Dude, catchweight too. Yeah, I think Allen's putting Cody to sleep. I'm sorry, Cody Durden. You, my friend, are probably going to bed. Next fight I'm so excited for because I want Charles Radke to win this fight so bad. I want Charles Radke to win this fight so bad so that they can shake and shiver in their boots when they hand him the mic. Because they know what he's going to say. Say it again. Say it again, Charles Radke. We need you to say this again. Listen, this dude is absolutely hilarious. He lost to Mike Malott. He lost to Carlos Pratas. Those are not bad losses, bro. Excuse me, I had to burp. Those are not bad losses. Not bad losses at all. Carlos Pratas' loss is not bad at all, bro. That dude is an absolute animal. That dude is an absolute animal. And, Daniel Frunze lost to McKee last. When was that? That was in like dude, that was a while ago too. And he had an all right KO win on the Contender Series, but I think that Charles Radke has had better experience fighting higher level opponents and is just going to be able to tear Frunze up, bro. I think he's just going to get torn up. I know they're both coming off losses, but again, a Mike Malott loss and a Carlos Pratas loss are not bad losses, Charles Radke. Do not be down in the dumps on a Carlos Pratas loss. We on the channel love CP. Carlos Pratas is going to be beating Leon Edwards in November. We love CP. So Charles Radke is going to win this fight. I think that this is going to be a absolute scrap. If it makes it out of the second round, this is going to like continue to be an absolute scrap. But I think that Radke has knockout power. He has absolute knockout power. This could be a round one knockout, Charles Radke. Charles Radke can knock out Daniel Frunze in the first round. It's possible. It's happened before. I think he can do it. I want him to do it because I want whoever's on the mic on this fight night. Which, by the way, can I vent about that for a minute? We need to have better people on the mics on fight nights. Quit giving, put Anthony Smith down there. As much as I absolutely hate Anthony Smith, put the pig-nosed man down there so he can go in there and shiver in his boots as Charles Radke lunges for the mic to scream what he wants to say again. Do it, man. This is the last time you're going to be able to do it on ESPN, bro. Then let's do it on Paramount. Let's see how it fucking flies, bro. Let's see how it flies. So I think that Charles Radke is going to win this fight by knockout. I'm going by knockout. Yes, I'm saying knockout a lot. I want this to be an entertaining card because for the most part, this is just like a meh card. This is a meh. On paper, this is not a very great card. It's my Anthony Smith impression. Moving on. We have Wow. Isaac, dude. Isaac Dulgarian versus Yader Deville. Yader Deville. So we got Corella Deville versus Isaac Derlegging. Dulgarian. I know how to pronounce things. I can read. Um, how can I see this going? Dude, he beat Ostrander. Ostrander's coming over this weekend. I absolutely hate Ostrander. I don't hate anybody except for a couple people. But listen, this is going to be a closer fight than we think. I know the odds have Bulgarian like I think he's a very not like a big favored, but he's more favored than Delvelli. Um, I think that this is gonna be a closer fight. You know, Delvelli is 9-0, which I know means nothing, especially if you're on the you're in the Apex. Bro. Send him back to the Apex. But Bulgarian, both these dudes have submission and knockout power. It's just like, can I see that happening? I might say that this might go to decision. I might be an absolute lunatic and might say that this might be a decision. I think both these dudes might. Oh, dude, I don't know, man. This is tough for me. This is tough for me because I think that Bulgarian is going to win, but I can't like confidently be like he's gonna submit him, he's gonna knock him out. This is gonna be a unanimous decision. So like I want to fence it and just say like unanimous decision. Yes, dude, unanimous decision. So I think that Bulgarian is going to win this fight. I think this is not going to be an easy win. I think this is going to be a more competitive fight than many people think it's going to be. So I think that this is going to be. Yeah, I think that Isaac. I'm going to go for it. Isaac Bulgarian is going to knock out Yater Deval. That's what I think because I want to see knockouts. That's the only thing I want to. I want it to be an entertaining scrap. I want it to go 2 rounds at least, then knock him out in the third. That would be awesome sauce. Moving on because I don't know what else to say. Um, dude, stop popping down there. Thimba Garimbo versus Jeremiah Wells. This is awesome because we get to see Garimbo like cry on the mic again, because he's always crying, man. Every single I tried to watch. I was watching some tape and every single time he's on screen on like the tail of the tape or like something like that, like where they're doing press on him, he's always crying. And The Rock saw it and was like, "Here's a house, man. Here's a house. I bought you a house." Um, listen, both these guys are coming off loss. I know Jeremiah Wells is coming off like a 2-fight losing streak, but I I just see Jeremiah Wells winning this fight. I can't see Themba Garimbo winning this fight. As much and as funny as that dude's name is, as funny as this dude is, he did get submitted so fast against Vicente Luque, which isn't like an awesome thing. That isn't awesome. The last 2 losses that Jeremiah Wells had at least made it to the third round. Like he has at least made it to the third round, and he made it far enough where it's like this could change, something else can happen. I think Jeremiah Wells can put Garimbo down early. That would be best. That's my opinion. I'm going on the underdog here. I'm picking Jeremiah Wells to win this fight, and I think it's going to be by split decision. I know, guys. I know. I'm going to fence at this. I'm going to say it's going to be a decision win. As much as I think that he could submit Garimbo, I'm saying decision. I think it's going to be an absolute scrap. It's going to be a decision win. That is my opinion. You have to respect it, guys. This is America. Oh, my God. I hate Waldo Cortez Acosta. I want Ante Delija to absolutely sleep Waldo Cortez, bro. I want him to sleep him. I want him to sleep. The Marcin Tybura fight, that was a good win, bro. That was a good win. Congrats, bro. That's a good win. Waldo Cortez Acosta, bro. Oh, bro. The Sergey Pavlovich fight, I know unanimous decision. The Spivak fight, it's not like a... Dude, I don't know, dude. And Ryan Spann, you're not fighting these dudes when they're like... That's... Like, the Sergey Pavlovich fight, that's not prime Pavlovich. That's like low Pavlovich. Like that's not even him any. Like that's not Pavlovich anymore. Ante Delija is killing you, bro. Ante Delija is putting you to bed, bro. I'm praying on an Ante Delija W here. I'm praying on an Ante Delija KO just because I hate Waldo Cortez Acosta so much. That is my opinion. That's what's happening. I'm moving on. I don't even want to talk about Waldo Cortez Acosta anymore. Ante Delija is putting you to bed, you bum. You are a bum. You're getting put to bed. Ante Delija by KO. That's the prediction. That's what's going to happen. Thank you very much. Moving on to the main event. I know this looks like I'm about to say, we've got this awesome prelim here. No, this is the main event. This is a good fight, guys. This is a good fight. This is a really good fight. However, this I know every single person on the planet. I'll post a rant video either after this fight night, like a couple days later, or after the next one, because these two next fight nights are just bum fights, bro. This is a great fight, but not as a main event. Not a single person is like, bro, you got to tune into the main event tonight. Steve Garcia versus David Onama. We've got to tune in on this. No, bro, no. This is a good fight on a pay-per-view like prelim. I would be telling my friends, you got to check this fight out. This fight's about to be insane. No, this is going to be a great fight. Don't get me wrong. And I think Steve Garcia is going to win just because of David Onama's holes in his game. I think that Steve Garcia has way more output than David Onama does. David Onama in his last one against Giga, he would get like bopped and smacked around a little bit, and he would shoot a takedown. Steve Garcia, I think, is going to be able to bop him and stand up on the feet way more and be able to just control this fight. I think Steve Garcia is going to control this fight, and he's going to win. And I'm going to say he's going to win by knockout. That is my prediction. I think Steve Garcia is going to win by knockout. Excuse me, I got to drink a little bit more water. My mouth is becoming more chapped and parched. So I think Steve Garcia is going to win this fight. David Onama, I was not impressed by your performance against Giga. I watched that fight again this morning while in class because I'm such a good student. I just see I see Steve Garcia winning this fight. I just see more output by Steve. I can see Garcia winning this fight more than I can David Onama. I know that the odds I think are even right now, which is interesting, but I don't know. Every David Onama win is not like a. Again, I'm kind of basing this so heavily off of the Giga Chikaday's fight. I'm basing it so heavily off of that fight, but it's like, take a look at the record. This dude he's a decision machine on his last 3 fights. And I know the Santos fight, he did knock him out in the end of the second round. But it's like, really? Like, I can't see it. I mean, David Garcia knocked out Kyle Nelson. That's a good knockout. That's a really good knockout. I think that's a really strong knockout. I just see David Garcia putting out more and knocking David Onama out. That's what I see happening. I'm sorry, I just see that happening. That's my predictions for this fight night. I'm gonna rant. I'm gonna save my ranting and raving because this video is already way too long. My audience has already clicked off about 27 minutes ago. So, but I appreciate the support on the last 2 videos, guys. I hope that everybody continues watching. I know nobody's making it to the end of this video besides my true loyal McManus MMA fams. So I do appreciate the support, guys. Let's see how this fight night goes. I'll be coming off of a very late night, so we'll see if I'm able to consciously see these fights. But I'm looking forward to this fight, but not this event super heavily. I love UFC. I love MMA. I'm excited to watch some fights, but I'm not excited to be like, guys, you have to stay in on Halloween weekend to watch these fights. It's just not gonna happen. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for watching my predictions. Thank you if you made it to the end. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's awesome. So thank you again. So, peace.